Welcome to lesson 1.1 about just a review of linear functions. This is Mrs. Brown, and I'm here with my trusty sidekicks, my dogs, Scout and Daisy, and we are ready to talk about lines. All right, so today we're going to talk about calculating the slope of a line and also writing the equation of a line in various forms. So if you'll recall, the slope is rise over run. As you can see in this picture, the rise here is 3. That's the change in y values. And then the run is 1, and that's the change in x values. All right, we're going to find the slope of the line containing the points -4, 6, and 8, -4. Now, I'm going to go ahead and consider -4, 6.1. So -4 is x1 and 6 is y1. I'm going to consider 8, -4 as 0.2, and so 8 is x2 and -4 is y2. I could have swapped which one I think of as 0.1 and 0.2, but the coordinates you need to make sure go together as a pair. So our slope is going to be our change in y value, so -4 minus 6 over our change in x value, so 8 minus -4. And so we get -10 over 12, which reduces to -5/6. All right. One of the things that people expect from people who've graduated from high school, certainly a college prep high school, is that they understand linear functions. And so you really need to know all of these forms of linear equations. So make sure you understand slope-intercept form, point-slope form, standard form, and then the equations for horizontal and vertical lines. All right, so we want to find the slope and y-intercept of y equals 4x plus 7. Fortunately, it is in slope-intercept form. So our slope is represented by m, and then our y-intercept is the point 0b. So since our equation is in y equals mx plus b, we can determine that m is 4 and b is 7. So the slope is formed and the y-intercept is the point 0, 7. Okay, now we're going to write the equation of the line through 4, 2 with the slope of 3 in point slope form. Recall that point slope is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. x1 and y1 are specific values from a point on the line. X and y are your variables. So we're going to have y minus 4 equals 3 times x minus 2. And that's point slope form, so we don't have to do anything else. But could we have written this in slope-intercept form? Sure, we would just transform the equation appropriately. So we would distribute the 3 to get 3x minus 6 on our right-hand side, and then we'd add 4 to both sides, and we would get that y equals 3x minus 2. Okay, we want to find the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line through 3, 1 and -1, 7. All right, we need to know the slope. So we're going to figure that out first. And so again, I'm going to take 3, 1 to be x1, y1, and I'm going to take -1, 7 to be x2, y2. So we're going to have 7 minus 1 over -1 minus 3, and that's going to give us 6 over -4, which reduces to -3/2. Okay, we want slope-intercept form, but we don't have a point that's in the form 0 and then a number. So we have to start with point slope form. So we're going to do y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we'll plug in 1 for y1 and 3 for x1. And so we're going to get y minus 1 equals, after we distribute the -3/2, we'll have -3/2 x plus positive or just plus 9/2, because negative times negative is positive. If you need to, put that 3 over 1, and we do 3 times 3 over 2 times 1. All right, now we need to add 1 to both sides, so we'll think of 1 as 2/2. 9/2 plus 2/2 is 11/2. And so if we were asked for the slope and the y-intercept, our slope is -3/2 and our y-intercept is 0, 11/2. And so we are in the form we want to be in. Okay, so we can use slope-intercept form to graph an equation. What you're going to do is you're going to start at the y-intercept. You're going to plot that point, and then you're going to use the slope to get a second point and then play connect the dots. All right, so I've got y equals negative 3/2 x plus 1. So my y-intercept is at 0, 1, so I plot that point, and then I apply the slope. So we're going to go down 3 and then over 2, and we get another point on the line. Okay, this makes sense because a negative slope goes up to the left, and remember, a positive slope goes up to the right. Could we graph an equation that was in point slope form using a similar process? Yeah, we would just plot the point x1, y1, wherever it was. Say we had this point here, and then we would use the slope to get a second point. Okay, if we have an equation in standard form and we want to graph the function, the one way to do that is to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. For the x-intercept, y equals 0, and the x value is interesting. That's why it's the x-intercept. For the y-intercept, the x value is 0, and then the y value is something interesting. Once you have 2 points, you just play connect the dots, and you are done with graphing your line. Okay, so we're going to do this for 2x plus 3y equals 12. It's already in standard form, so we're good to go there. So we are going to find our x-intercept by letting y equal 0. So we get 2x plus 3 times 0 is 12. So that would be 2x equals 12, divide by 2, and we get x equals 6. So we'll plot the point 6, 0, which is right here on our x-axis. Now we're going to let x equals 0 and solve for y to get our y-intercept. And so we'll end up with 3y equals 12 or y equals 4. So now we're going to plot the point 0, 4. So a nice little y-intercept right here. And then we're going to draw a line connecting the 2 points. Okay, if you'll remember, horizontal and vertical lines are going to be represented by y equals k for the horizontal line and x equals k for the vertical line. So we're going to graph y equals negative 1. So we drop down here to 0, negative 1, and this line is defined by all the y values being the same and all of them being negative 1. So it's going to be the horizontal line through y equals negative 1. Okay. For x equals 2, we're going to come over here. We'll plot the point 2, 0, the point 2 on the x-axis. And then the way this line is defined is that it's all the values where x is 2. Okay, so note every single point on this line, if it's lined up perfectly, is equal to 2. Okay, so we've got 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, and that creates the line x equals 2. Okay, guys, that's it for your video. If you have any questions, please come see me. I'm never more than an email away, and you are always welcome to pop by my class and check in and ask a question unless I'm teaching a class or in a meeting, something like that. I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.